To team or not to team up? It's an interesting philosophy. Obviously, my branding and my alignment in the business community is all about building sustainable and autonomous businesses. So businesses that operate in your absence, that make you good money, that allow you. I don't think I'll ever use the word passive income when it comes to business because, like Gary Vee says, there's no. I think there is such thing as a passive income, but not in the face of an actual operational business. I think you've always got some sense of responsibility and commitment to business, particularly when you employ team members. But, I often deal with a lot of sole operators coming into the space that are ready to take on team. And I also engage with a lot of business owners that have existing teams. And, managing humans and people is probably it is the most challenging aspect of business, is managing people, the most challenging. Because when you're relying and expecting other people to function in a certain way, deliver in a certain way, perform at a certain level, that requires a lot of skill. And the industry, we're in the hair and beauty industry, and if we think about the origins of the business owners in the hair and beauty industry, most of the time the business owners have just been really, really good technicians, like amazing at what they do. And then because they've been so amazing at what they do, it's created a lot of demand. And then they've had to take on staff by default to be able to meet the demand of the clientele wanting to come and receive a service. But then the slippery slope sort of starts there in terms of the team members are often not delivering the service in the same way. They're not as skilled. They're just never you, right? And that's when the challenges of having a team style model of a business really show themselves. And I want to share with you a story today because, again, I think I just want to normalize the fact that teams are actually not for everybody. I sent an email out the other day to old clients. Obviously, with Freedom Mastery, I'm reconnecting with as many people as I can just about the new branding and the new direction that we're taking, and checking in on people and seeing how they're going and seeing if I can help them with anything, basically. And I had a lovely email back from an old client, that just gave me a bit of an update on where she was at. And I was so liberated by it because I believe that I've done my job if people set themselves on the right pathway, right? And it doesn't matter what pathway that is, it just has to be the right pathway for them. My business model preaches, trains, mentors around development of team and leveraging time and all of that sort of stuff. But honestly, like if you dip your toe in that water and that water doesn't feel good for you, and you decide, like this person that I'm about to share the story on, that this really is not your cup of tea, I still feel like I've done my job. Because I've helped you understand or gain an insight into the fact that this could have been an idea or an aspiration or something that you thought you wanted. But then when you get into the throes of that, you quickly realize that maybe it's not what you want, and that's okay. Anyway, the email from this business owner said, "Hey, Chrissy, thanks for your email. I really love it. I just want to let you know that, working, my decision to not take on team anymore and just work by myself is actually the best decision that I could ever have made." And she said it in the context of, look, obviously your new program is not going to be for me because I'm not interested in that side of things anymore. But I'm just so glad that I found my happy place. I service my clients. I have a great time. I'm making more money than I've ever made. And I don't know why I didn't sort of cotton on to this earlier. And she goes, and I might do the team thing again if the industry changes. On the bottom, and I emailed her back and I said, you know what? Don't ever do team again. Because what you've found is an aligned way of doing business. a way of doing business that works for you, a way of doing business that makes you happy, and a way of doing business that offers you the 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 payoff that you have been looking for the whole time. You thought it lived in a space of having team, and then by, and her challenge was being able to recruit the right people, having, the normal pitfalls of having team. And she just got completely fed up at the end of it and said, enough is enough. Like, I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse here. Let me just go and work by myself for a while. And it was through that experience that she uncovered that she'd just been barking up the wrong tree. It wasn't for her. So I want you to understand that, again, you might have an idea about something that you want to do or something that you want to pursue, or a certain business model or a service or whatever it is, and then get into it and find that it's not really working out. It's not making you happy. It's not giving you what you'd hoped. And it's okay to step away from that, or to decide to change direction, or to become a hypocrite and have one view one time and another view another time once you've been through the experience. It's okay. It's interesting because I think the comment in the email of maybe I will return to having team when the industry changes, like, why, when you've found your happy place and a model that works for you, why would you go there again? What? Because, obviously the benefits of having a really high functioning and a high performing team are amazing, but the work that it takes to get there, it may not be worth your while and your investment. Particularly if you're not really heart driven to be able to achieve those things. Like, if you really don't want to mentor and empower and nurture people, you probably shouldn't have team. And I think that the industry has prescribed for a very long time that if you just create really good technicians, then you've done your job. It's not the case anymore. It's not just the technical skills that the team members need now. They need a whole set of skills. They need to be taught how to communicate. They need to be nurtured around the way that they relate to people. They need to help in supporting healthy relationships in the workplace. Like, leadership and mentoring is so much more now than just teaching technical skills. And my belief is, if you're not prepared to do that, you're probably not in a position to build a team that's going to be able to deliver at the level that you need. And that can be hard sometimes for people to get their heads around, because they're still stuck in that technician transactional mode where they go, well, they should just do their job and do it well and be enthusiastic and all of these things that they should just have. And to a certain degree, yeah, like, obviously you want to have committed and motivated team members, and you don't want to be fully responsible for those attributes, but you do play a role in providing an environment that really cultivates that. Not just making sure that people are, delivering protocols to standard and in the right way. A lot of our industry success is based on relationship, not just with clients, but with, people in our team. So really interesting insights, guys. And, I think my takeaway from this is that to have team and to want to build leverage business, it's more than just you being able to invest in the technical skills of people. You need to be prepared to go above and beyond, and that's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's all right. You don't have to build team. I know my coach that I'm working with now, he would hate me saying that he's a sole operator, because he does have some support staff, like maybe one or two. But he's making more money than he's ever made in his whole life. And he doesn't really, he has a contractor team. He doesn't have any team, and that's his choice, because it gives him the lifestyle and the financial freedom that he wants. At the same token, there's a lot of business owners that are, even myself, like, I couldn't imagine doing business without team, because I love team. I love the environment. I love the community. I love the experience of being able to mentor people, not just in their work roles, but in life. I get a lot of fulfillment out of that, but that's not everyone's cup of tea, right? And I just think there needs to be a preparedness to do that if you're looking at taking on team.